Hi everybody, I'm Ritskar.
I'm Josh.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Seamus. And this game again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the guys
last
who
of
brought you
us.
that last stuff. It's more of the same.
Yeah, but in this case, I kind of dig it. In fact, I know I bitched and moaned last week about, like, what do they eat and what's the deal with this bullshit government? And if this game had been, like, fight against the government in the zombie apocalypse, it would have driven me crazy. I would have just bitched the whole time. But that was just sort of flavor and setup, and it was very hand-wavy, and we were about to ditch all of that and get to where I think the game is at its strongest.
Well,
Also, I mean, even at that, I kind of dig that,
Joel, give me a hand with this.
this is a zombie apocalypse where the apocalypse hasn't really, like, properly happened. Societies still exist, and they're not just, like,
Let her go.
inexplicable. We are a bunch of cannibal societies like you see in all zombie
She's not one
games
of
and
mine.
movies and stuff.
Shit. What happened?
So this is Ellie.
I got his help,
Yay, Ellie.
Hi Ellie.
but I can't come with you.
Well, then I'm staying.
Ellie,
Man, Marlene,
we won't get
like,
another shot at
is
this.
does not get enough praise.
We're smuggling her?
Really?
There's a crew of fireflies.
Also,
waiting to
that's
protect
Alex.
everything.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
played by
yeah,
Ellie.
Close.
I found that out
capable.
last week when I was reading the comments. I didn't even
Hand her
recognize
off,
her
come back,
voice.
the weapons are yours. Double what Robert sold me.
Speaking of which, where
Yeah,
are
there's
they?
like tons of famous
Back in the
voice
day.
actors in this game, and none of them are doing their stock voice.
We're
They
not
are
smuggling
all
shit
doing
until I see
something
them.
different.
Although once you
You'll follow
know that
You can
that
verify
Marlene
the
is
weapons.
Alex, you can definitely
I can
hear
get
it.
patched up.
Yeah.
But she's not crossing to that part of town. I want Joel to watch over her.
Whoa, I don't think that's
Bullshit,
the
I'm not
best
Ellie.
going
idea.
with him.
Boy, do I
Speaking
like
of
Ellie.
which,
How do you know them?
I was close with his brother Tom.
Oh, neither of them want to
Said
do
if I
it.
was ever in
They're an
jail, I
odd
could
couple.
rely on him.
Yep,
Before
and
or
it's
after you
very.
left the
This is
militia
another one of those very
left
movie
you too.
scenes. Just such a.
He was a good
And
man.
I don't mind. I don't mean that. I know I'm always like, stop
Take her
trying to be
North Tunnel and
movies.
wait for me.
I usually mean a game is trying to be a
Just
movie,
cargo,
and it's
Joel.
usually a disparaging thing. But in this case,
No more
that is a very movie in the sense that this is a
You'll be
competently told visual story. These are great moments. These are good character
Now go
moments.
with him.
And I don't mind that much
Don't take
having
long.
to stop playing a video game
And you,
if I get to watch
stay
stuff like
close.
this.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we said at the beginning. As far as video games as movies go, this is about the best you're gonna ever get.
well, not video games as movies so much as video games that chunk themselves up into movies and then video game and then movies and
Yeah.
then video game.
So
Yeah.
this feels like a decent
Heard
time
I'm
to talk about
shooting,
this.
but-
There's sort of a controversy in this game, like how much is
happened?
Ellie supposed to be modern on, like Ellen Page,
Same thing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
to the point
I
where
mean,
a lot of
it's
people
hard
didn't
to
realize
over-
that it wasn't an explicit
Oh, yeah.
connection.
Yeah, it's so strong in voice, in appearance, that it's hard to believe that it wasn't deliberate. I'm willing. They said it wasn't, but I don't know.
If it was not like actively deliberate, it was very much an unconscious influence. It's too strong a connection for me to not call that. I mean, people get influenced all the time without really thinking about it. I think that's just kind
That's
of what
very
they
true.
were aiming for. Especially like when you're, people tend to fantasy cast celebrities as whatever they're like writing or working on
Yeah.
sometimes.
Oh, I'm
I
super
don't
guilty
really
of
do
that.
Yeah,
How
I
am
actually don't really do
supposed
that
to
too
be
much.
going here? Oh, there it is. Josh remembers how this game goes.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Down here.
Joel
You're
is
gonna-
very good at directions. As long as he can find the one linear exit
Keep
to
up.
a box fenced in.
But really, I
Nice
don't
to-
think the side.
Whoa!
No, you
that
first.
background texture looks pretty awful. Those
lot of
buildings
it-
above there.
A lot of this game will because it really was designed to never be shown in 1080p, and
Yeah.
it shows.
It's so weird that that was still a thing, even just like a
Where are
year
we going?
ago.
Up there. That'll get us to
That's
the north tunnel.
720p and 1080p are a really big difference in terms of resolution, especially when
I
you're
know,
talking about
I
little
know.
details like things way far off in the distance. But anyway, I was going to say I really don't think enough love has been heaped on some of the side characters. Like Joel and Ellie really carry the entire game, but almost every character in this game is somebody that you end up caring about at least a little bit. From Marlene to
Okay, Ellie,
Tess.
so here's the plan. Eventually, a trash truck is going to come by to take this dumpster away. We're going to hop in there and ride it out of the city, all right?
Yeah,
Get
I'm
in.
sure prompt garbage collection is the priority of this fascist regime.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just have to say, I refuse. Like, these dumpsters, when they are brand new and on perfectly flat surfaces, maybe one man can roll them around this easily. Maybe. But rolling it around
flat
on
surface.
grass, on rusted 20-year-old wheels, no. No, I'm sorry,
too
video
real.
game.
It's too real.
Yeah, it's too real. My brain will not accept that. I'm like, that's ridiculous. Maybe if you had a couple guys and a dolly or a winch or something, you'd get that thing.
If it had been a commensurately sized, like, runic block of stone,
Yes.
like, we
So-
would have
Like
totally
Link.
bought it.
Yeah, if
I don't
it
know.
just like had the
She's
Zelda
friend, I guess.
iconography on it.
Your friend.
We're making fun, but that puzzle's a good
You're
example
friends
of the
with
sort of
leader
thing
of
I'm
the
talking about, where
12?
it
knew my
feels like
mom.
you're doing something, but it just
She's
gives you
from
the
the-
illusion of
And I'm
doing something in
14,
between
not that has
walking
anything
down
to
a
do
hallway
with
and dialogue being
Where are
exchanged.
your parents?
It's just a time sync so
Or
that the
anyone.
dialogue has time to run.
We've been gone
Really.
a long, long time.
And I mean,
how
also,
I
I guess
feel.
Instead of
in
just staying
theory,
in
it
school,
can create some sort of
you decided
connection
to run off
between the
and
player
join
character and the avatar by,
Look, I'm not
you know,
supposed to
giving
tell
the
you why
player
you're
something to
smuggling me,
do
if that's what you're
that,
getting
like,
at.
progresses
One
the
of the
plot
best
in little
things
ways.
about
That
I mean, you
isn't
know, like,
shooting stuff.
I don't gotta know why.
I'm tempted
To be
to
honest
compare
with
it
you,
to
I
Dinner
give two
Date,
shits
I guess. I know Chris and I have somewhat differing opinions on Dinner Date.
Uh-oh.
I
you know
actually
what
do not
is-
have a very positive outlook on Dinner Date. But anyway, sorry. What were you saying, Jim?
But you know, we say, oh, that's a dumb waste of time. I just said that, okay? And now I'm going to argue with myself. That's a dumb waste of time. All you do is move the box. Is that any more invalid than that's a dumb waste
Is
of
it?
time? You just shoot these guys to get through the room.
I
We're
seem
so
to
in-
remember
Yeah.
a certain beloved game having a lot of fucking box puzzles.
Yeah.
And a lot of shooting guys to get through a room, technically.
Okay, in Half-Life, the box puzzles were
are you
somewhat more
Killing
puzzly a little bit than, like,
Well, what
you
am
know,
I supposed
was
to do?
the standard. And in Half-Life 2,
sure
I
you
will
will
say
figure
that
that
some of those puzzles, most of those puzzles were actually puzzles, and that was fun. My defense. That's my token defense of Half-Life 2's box puzzles.
I love this scene. Like that's
Yeah.
where I love this damn game. It's like I love the gameplay I'm kind of on, but I love like every cutscene. I love this scene of like
Yeah,
Joel being
yeah.
like, "All right, we're here. I'm gonna take a nap. You figure out whatever you're gonna do. I'm just gonna be here."
He's just trying to not let her get close. And it looks like, to her, it
You
looks like
mumble
he's
in
an
your sleep.
asshole. And what we discover as the game goes on
Hate bad
is he
dreams.
is really, really afraid of anything coming into that spot where Sarah was in his life. Because that hurt him so bad, it broke his whole life. And the last thing he wants is that again.
You know,
To open
And there's a
himself
never
up to
been
that
this
kind of
close.
hurt.
And there's a
outside.
temptation to judge that, but honestly, in this kind of grim apocalyptic scenario, that's
how
probably not a
dark it is.
maladaptive behavior.
Right. You just, people die all
Can't
the
be
time.
worse
People
out
are just
there.
constantly dying. And that was the worst thing that's ever happened to
Damn
him,
it.
is his daughter dying.
On earth do the fireflies
And he
want
would
with
do
you?
anything to avoid
Hey.
that and anything to
Sorry
change
it
it.
took
And
so
so
long. Soldiers
just being an
everywhere.
asshole
How's
to her
Marlene?
is almost
Finley.
just basic coping mechanism
I sell
for him.
merchandise. It's a lot.
And think about
It
that.
is.
That's a lot of character depth. That he didn't tell anybody, oh, I lost my daughter and it hurt really bad. We've picked that up all from dialogue, tone of voice, body language, and just viewing the world as presented. And how many games
Also, we did
can't...
see him lose his daughter.
Right.
bit
But that's what I'm
strange to
saying.
have
But
an
he didn't have to
smuggler.
tell us that's why
Marlene wanted
he's
to be
pushing
with
Ellie away, and
You weren't
nobody
the
has to
first choice.
explain that to us.
Or the second
It's
for that
actually
matter.
flowing like a story
We've lost a
should,
lot of men,
and
but
not
we're still the choosers.
being explained to us
Hope
by a
there's someone
condescending
alive
game
to pay us.
designer. And that's
Someone
sort
will
of,
be
this is game stories growing up and learning how to tell their stories.
And I will say that
Come
despite making fun of this for being a sort of a last-gen game with a slight tune-up in graphics, I think the art style is really nice, and
This
it might
is a
not
brilliant
be
scene.
high fidelity, but it's definitely looks nice with what they had.
So I missed. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say it sort of falls into that Half-Life 2 area of clearly going for high fidelity, but also having enough of a distinct art style that it will age well, I think.
Which one?
But anyway.
Yeah, alright.
But I don't understand what we're doing here. This wasn't in the movie that I saw. So what is this scene for? What are we?
So
what's our goal here?
We're taking
wow,
Spoiler
Alan
Warning's
Wake.
favorite mode of transportation,
at the
an
drop-off.
elevator, to go
Yeah, an
to
elevator you
our one of
activate
our
by pressing a big
smuggling
button.
tunnels.
Really, we were waiting for Tess. We didn't want to leave without her, and Joel's basic job was
Something like
take her
that.
somewhere safe, which was that room, and watch her. And Joel's answer to watching her was, I'm going to take a nap.
Everything goes as
So-
planned. We should get you to them in a few hours.
It'd be really great if this whole section of the game he just had Dick Strong on his face.
And stay close. Yeah.
You didn't
Oh, I
know
should probably
it.
turn on the
Yes.
flashlight.
This actually would be a really great joke for a third-person game because this
Yeah,
is
it would
classic
be.
dramatic irony right there.
Yeah, because you know it and your character doesn't. Oh, that'd be wonderful. Somebody needs to do that. And that would tell you all about the character that you fell asleep near. Like, that would tell you a lot about
Patrol
them.
up ahead.
But we have to take Ellie
All right.
to meet some fireflies.
Good, come on up.
Here.
Yes.
Come on, kid.
Is it just established that Joel
Watch your
was
step.
ever in the military? Because just that random, oh, I have some free time here, I'm just going to automatically fall asleep. That's a very cliche military thing to do.
Don't think he was ever in the military.
I'm actually outside.
But
It's never explicitly stated as far as I'm aware.
he definitely was kind of a mercenary and raider at some point in his past. So why am I? Hey guys, how's it going? Joel.
I'm
I
the
have back
caboose.
problems, so this is just how I walk now.
Y'all can
This
call
is
me
like this-
Squat Dad.
This is how all 50-year-old men like to get from A to B, is squat walking. This is just the favorite thing among 50-year-old men.
I bet looking at this, Seamus, and all people in the audience, you feel this feeling of relief. Just this feeling of, that looks so comfortable.
Squat down like
Well, that didn't take long.
Move.
that. Oh, captured in the cutscene. Screw
Turn
you,
around,
game.
on your knees.
In this scene, it didn't bother me because it's not something that feels like something that Joel didn't do anything stupid. It was still our action stepping forward that triggered the cutscene
Yeah.
that would have happened anyway.
Requesting pickup
You
for
resent
travelers.
it if a game uses it too much. In this game, this
Look the
is
other way.
the only one
Make us
I'm
worth your
aware
while.
of where it does it. Oh no, there's one near the end that I know there's at least one more.
Mm-hmm.
What's the ETA?
Couple minutes.
Ah, Ellie, what are you doing? Now we have to kill people.
Fuck! I thought we were just gonna...
I love that
Hold
Joel is
them
the
up or
only one
something.
that doesn't understand what's going on here.
Holy shit. Look.
What do you mean? In
Well,
terms of...
Because Tess knows what's going down. She's talked to Marlene, right?
No,
Yeah,
she doesn't.
Joel-
She didn't know that
Marlene set
this
us up.
was.
Why the hell are
She
we
doesn't know
smuggling
why
an
they're
infected
they're
girl?
smuggling Ellie yet.
I'm not infected.
No?
It's been a year and a half since I played the game.
I can explain.
You better explain fast.
So
Look at this.
this is a weird thing to see in
Nope,
our current
nope,
sort of zombie
Tess doesn't
genre
know either.
revival,
Everyone turns within 2 days, so you stop bullshitting.
which
It's
What
3
is
weeks. I swear.
that we have a person who's
would she set you
immune
up?
to the zombie plague.
Isn't that like something that a lot of things have?
I don't know. I can't think of any recent zombie stuff that really made that a focus. I mean,
I swear there have been some.
usually the current zombie genre is much more bleak and sort of like, oh, there's absolutely no hope of ever getting a cure or anything. That's just a pipe
Follow
dream.
me.
We gotta survive in this new
Or the
world where
cure
everything
already
sucks forever.
exists and is in the vault of some evil corporation, and they didn't want to give it
I'll give
away
you the
because
signal. You
LOL, evil
Signal.
corporation.
Run.
I really want to learn that Umbrella Corporation's behind.
Run.
But so here we're sort
Stay
of
away
like
from those lights.
we're disenfranchised. We don't really have much of a gun. We're just trying to hide and stay away from the light sources. The idea here is to use the gameplay to make you feel like, oh, I am underpowered and afraid of this big evil government. And
Ellie, it's gonna be another
I don't know. I think that's
You
just
ready?
how the game uses its gameplay throughout the entire thing. Is just sort of like putting you in the headspace and emotional status of Joel. And that's really what they try to focus on doing.
Also, we only have 4 bullets, so...
Wow, I did not realize this watching the movie of this game. That, wow, it really does not want you to fight. What would happen if you were to just squeeze off a couple rounds right here? Would that be just an automatic game over? Or
They
would you
would
have to
freak out
fight
and start attacking you.
Stay down, don't let him see.
and you'd be boned?
I think you could still run for it, but it would make things more difficult.
Oh, nice.
I think they might have
So
seen
really,
me.
okay, so in that case, you must be able to get up there and do execution-style takedowns of all those dudes.
No, I don't think you can get up there.
That does.
Oh,
You guys
Well,
didn't see me.
why
That was
is
nothing.
nobody ever glad to see us? Well, I guess we did murder a couple of you, so that's fair.
Looks like they fired a
I
warning
didn't
shot
do any of that.
through your center
Into your
mass.
chest.
Doesn't seem to have hurt you none, though, so it's all good.
Alright, I shot you a few times in the heart, just to let you know that I'm going to start shooting
No,
you in the
no,
head
no.
gradually
That's-
if you don't
this-
stop.
there you go.
Punch the tape.
I seem to remember there was some kind of secret around here, but yeah.
Wow,
I hear
pretty
him up
good.
ahead.
Yeah, I like that it's not too plasticky. I like that
God.
they can make things that are plastic. That's a technology that's apparently been missing from the gaming scene for some time now.
I know,
Alright,
the
you're annoying.
everything was plasticky. Was really, really getting. Was
I
really
shot
getting
you in
on
the
my nerves.
head. How did you? That was the wrong button. By the way.
No. Try it again.
In case
Just
you're
take a step
wondering.
forward.
Do you see me? You do.
I like how he's still pointing where you were. That is not just homing in on you.
Yeah.
That's
Some other
at
people were
once
talking
very,
about the
very
AI in
smart
this
and
game.
very, very dumb.
Right.
The NPC AI in this game is pretty good. They were talking about that as a big focus. And they definitely do feel like they switch tactics and they respond to what's going on
You can
and
get through
they don't
here.
necessarily know everything about what's happening. Get out of the way.
You know, I kind of wonder what would be the differences if you designed an AI, firstly to simulate like actual human behavior as best as you can envision it, and secondly to envision humans as they would play if they were inhabiting that avatar in like a competitive zone.
Yeah, like just cut some players loose and watch what they do, and then have some AI follow those patterns. You know,
This was-
ignoring bunny hopping and stupid bullshit.
Ain't spotted
This
us.
was actually one of the
go
criticisms
around.
of Civilization V's AI initially, was that
Too many tests.
it was originally the design goal, according to the devs, was to make it like players were playing it. But that's not actually like what you really want from Civilization AI, because you kind of want to sort of roleplay countries, and players playing countries in Civ does not generally correspond with crap. Does not generally correspond with the way that you might expect countries to respond as they would, you know, imaginary countries in Civ.
I do love that, by the way. not to go too far off topic, but the panic and desperation you get when you get sighted, where suddenly your options aren't like, how am I going to sneak past this guy, but now I have to kill this guy, and suddenly it goes from like, I'm going to throw a brick to, I have to viscerally beat the crap out of this person, really goes to sell like the world, I guess, that they live in now.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
This is something I've been thinking about, like the AI issue. Yeah, that was pretty dumb. The AI issue is something I've been thinking over lately, because it's like, think about the old sort of cinematic World War II shooters, for example.
Go, jump,
Like,
go.
where you've got like a, the best of them really would get you to the point where you sort of felt like you were in a World War II, like you were in Band of Brothers or something. Where, it felt like a semi-plausible firefight that you were a part of, it was sort of engaging and gripping. But then, I've yet, even like the really super realistic World War II multiplayer shooters, you never see that happen. Like, you never see a situation that looks plausible where there's like, lines of fire and sort of, where the movements look realistic and where like, the other players look like they're, in some way like actual combatants. Somehow, there's just something about the way people intuitively move, even when you just encourage it through mechanics, that makes it look really sort of stupid. It's like the sort of, the back strafing, the zipping around, looking around too much.
Yeah, I know.
Spinning in place.
I think they see us.
The way they're always pointing the gun forward, it looks so wrong.